So for the run cycle now, it's actually going to be a little bit different than the walk cycle. So for this one, you're going to actually create the leg animation. So you can see I have just a normal straight arm, a normal straight leg, my apologies, and a bent leg. So let's just skew this a little bit, and let's move it like that. And then this one, let's make this skinnier a little bit. And let's move that. Alright, so now the legs look like this. So go to frame 12, then go to frame, which is where we'll make them the same. So then go to the middle, so about frame 6, create keyframes. Now we're actually gonna bend this a little bit. So let's move the body, let's rotate it, and let's move the arms. So they're downward, and this one is up. The arm should be about where the mouth is, and this arm should be where the hip is. So it should be about hip, face, like that. Now we're gonna tween it. Okay, now let's swap this symbol to a straight arm, to a straight leg, and this one to a bent leg. So now it looks like this. Now you're thinking, well that looks actually absolutely terrible, Fusion. What are you doing? Well, this is what I'm doing. When you create keyframes in the middle of both these, you're gonna swap the leg symbols. So you actually swap them in the middle. And then just adjust them if you need to. Okay, so as you can see, that looks pretty bad, right? Now, as I said in my first animation tutorial, or it was probably the second, I don't remember, but animation is all about adjusting. So as you can see, this tween right here, it makes it go up like that, and that doesn't look very good. So let's see where this leg starts. Okay, yeah, this leg needs to be rotated more. There we go. So yeah, it's about finding the problems. So now, let's bring the body down with the downward arrow on this frame as well. Now we could create easing. So -100, 100, -100, and 100. So this is how our first cycle looks. Alright, so that looks pretty cool, right? There we go. Now that's the beginning of a run cycle. So put a set of keyframes and copy it. Don't copy the last frame, and just paste it. The reason we don't copy the last frame is because the first frame already starts on this layer, starts on this frame, and if we were to paste it after the 12th frame, then you would have two of these frames next to each other, and that wouldn't look as smooth. Because he would run, then he would pause on this frame, and then he would continue running, which doesn't look very good.
I fingered 1,000 wins.
Now we have this. So now we want him to stop. So let's clear this frame. Alright, the last frame. So here, let's make him stop at 36. Now when you stop, you're stopping a little more suddenly, maybe than a normal run, than a normal walk. So it's gonna be a little. So we're gonna try and make this look sudden. Now here, let's change these arms to normal arms, just so we can make the animation look a little better. And let's rotate this body a little bit. Let's change the mouth to this. And let's change the eyes as well. Alright, now as you can see, it looks a little bad like this, right? So what we can do, we can move the whole body inside the symbol, so it can make it come across a bit better. Okay, so now it's like this. So now let's create a set of keyframes farther from it, and we're gonna skew these legs more, and then press Alt and skew the legs like this, so it skews from this corner. And then do the same on the other one. Now take the whole body, rotate it like this, and just move it up. Now let's move the arms back more. The face is gonna come up. Here, let's make the body go down here. So here, now it looks like this. So here, now it's like he stops suddenly, he goes up. Now we want his body to come back down. So let's press Alt again, skew these back. Now let's change his expression again, because now he's relaxing from stopping less suddenly. Here, let's make this like this. There we go. Alright, there we go. We're almost done. One last set of keyframes to make. Alright, there we go, guys. That's the run cycle. Okay, so as you can see, the bounce back here doesn't look very good. It's not bouncy enough, so let's skew the whole body down. Let's make it like that. So there we go. So now let's compare these two. Now to actually animate both of them walking, let's make the first walk cycle go from here to here. So let's go through the timeline. Okay, his foot stops right here. So create a keyframe where that is. Move the idle to the next side of the screen. All right, so that moves a little fast. You can see it looks slidey. If you look really close at the feet when he's moving like this, you see it looks slidey. And that's because we're tweening it too fast. That's something you want to keep in mind when animating walk cycles. So let's shorten the distance he walks. And there, that looks a little more natural. Alright, now let's do our second one. Let's paste our running guy back in. Here we with the run cycle, we can actually move him more since he's moving faster. Okay, this is one of those times where you're gonna have to, hold on. Doesn't look very good because he's not moving fast enough, or he's not sliding more. So here, let's make him smaller and let's have him move at a faster distance. So right here, let's have him move this much. All right, so you might notice that it looks a little like it only looks like he's moving his legs. So here, we're gonna fix that. Here, let's make these legs more dramatic when he runs. Just so we can give off the impression that yes, he's running fast. Here, let's see if that makes a difference. All right, let's see this. You know what, it could be better but I think this is okay for the tutorial. You see right here?
I believe we'll get 3 stars and set you straight. Maybe 5.
Alright, now you see that it cuts a little bit? So, we don't want that. This is something we can actually fix easily. So let's move this frame a little more. And let's put a keyframe right here. Make this leg come out a little bit. So then it comes like this. Now just put keyframes right here to make it look like it's coming up and back, up and around. So there, now it looks like this. Alright, whatever. That looks okay, I think. So that's how you do basic running and walk cycles. I know the running cycle got a bit confusing, I think. So if you have any questions, just ask in the comments. So this is how the finished ones look. And I was about to save that. Alright, so there we go. That's both a walking and a running cycle. And a running animations. So I hope you guys at least figured out a little bit how to do this, or at least the basics on how to set up a walking and a running cycle. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time when I find Lego because he's gone missing.